like old songs waiting to be sung again. There's a blue dress in the hallway, still hanging by the door. It catches every sunset like it did before. Mama wore it every Sunday with a ribbon in her hair. She filled that little farmhouse with laughter and with prayer. The mirror by the staircase still remembers her smile. Every wrinkle in the wallpaper has carried it a while. The kettle starts to whistle, though nobody's around. Funny how an empty house still makes a loving sound. Time can gather dust on every room, but love never gathers dust. The blue dress in the hallway still dances in my mind. The blue dress in the hallway never stayed behind. Every thread reminds me of the grace she wore. Love still walks these hallways like it did before. The blue dress in the hallway still leads me home. The front porch light is glowing, though the sun has gone away. The old oak keeps on swaying to the song she'd always play. Miss Helen from next door brings peach preserves each June. She says, your mama's kindness still fills this little room. The church across the valley sends its evening bells, carried on the cool breeze through fields we knew so well. I close my eyes and listen, and for a moment there I almost hear her humming somewhere in the air. The strongest voices don't echo, they remain. The blue dress in the hallway still catches morning light. The blue dress in the hall makes everything feel right. Every lonely season could not take away the woman who still teaches me how to live today. The blue dress in the hallway still holds my heart. Mama always told me, baby, when people you love leave this world, don't spend your life looking for them in yesterday. Find them in every kindness you choose tomorrow. So I folded that old blue dress, held it close, and thank God for every every lesson it still carried. The blue dress in the hallway now hangs inside my soul. The blue dress in the hall made this broken whole. Every road I've traveled, every tear I've known, only taught me love outlives the years. The blue dress in the hallway still whispers softly, keep loving, keep believing, keep coming home. I switch off the hallway light and stop, turn it back on, smile and whisper. Some lights are left burning 'cause someone forgot they're left burning. So love always knows the way home. The river still remembers every name we've ever whispered into the water. Walked down a Blackwater river just before the morning broke. Mist was rising from the current like unfinished prayers of hope. An old rope swing still hung there, twisting slowly in the breeze, where we carved our dreams in willow bark beneath those ancient trees. The current never hurried, it simply found its way, teaching tired hearts that healing doesn't race. I skipped one flat stone gently, watched the circles grow. Funny how forgiveness moves so quiet and so slow. The river doesn't ask who hurt you, it only asks, will you let go? The river never learned to forget, but it kept flowing anyway. The river never learned to forget, it carried pain away. Every wave kept whispering, you don't have to drown. Sometimes hope is simply learning to flow. The river never learned to forget, neither did I. But I learned to live again. The old bait shop is still standing just beyond the railroad track. Mr. Lewis waves each morning like no one ever left. The diner opens early, coffee strong and black. Farmers laugh like thunder, bringing old traditions back. Sunday choir fills the valley, their voices ride the breeze, mixing with the river and the rustling sycamore trees. the sky. Maybe broken hearts can too. The river never learned to forget, yet it shines beneath the sun. The river never learned to forget, still welcomes everyone. Every scar became another story told. Every lonely season made my spirit bold. The river never learned to forget, it simply chose grace, grace, grace. Grandfather once smiled and said, "Child, what pride never can. It bends without breaking, moves without fear. Be like the river and keep going." So I stood ankle deep in that cool southern water and finally released everything I couldn't carry. Never learned to forget, still sings through every bend. The river never learned to forget, but every storm will end. Every mile behind me, every tear I've known was carried by the current toward a brighter home. The river never learned to forget, and maybe I don't have to forget either. I only have to keep flowing. I watch the water disappear around the bend. The sun climbs higher, the mist fades away. I smile, tip my hat toward heaven and whisper, the river didn't heal me by taking away my memories. It healed me by teaching me that I could carry them without letting them carry me. The river never learned to forget. The river never learned to forget. The river still remembers every name we've ever whispered into the water. I walked down the Blackwater River just before the morning broke. Mist was rising from the current like unfinished prayers of hope. An old rope swing still hung there, twisting slowly in the breeze, where we carved out dreams and Highway 49, room number 6. Some stories begin when everything else falls apart. exit sign was flickering, half the letters burned away. Like I knew that broken people only stayed one night to pray. The woman at the front desk slid an old brass key to me. She smiled and softly whispered, "Rest, tomorrow's free." A suitcase full of silence, a photograph turned down. The walls were thin enough to hear the rain fall on the ground. The Bible in the nightstand, open where I'd never read. Come to me, all who are weary, were the first words that I read. Sometimes mercy waits behind an ordinary door. Sometimes hope checks in when you least expect it. There was a light in room 6 when every light had gone. There was a light in room 6, quiet, steady, strong. Not the kind that shines from a neon sign, but the kind that finds a weary soul in time. There was a light in room 6, and it carried me home. Morning smelled like fresh coffee from the diner down the road. Truckers laugh like old friends, sharing every heavy load. A waitress called me honey, refilled my cup for free. She never knew her kindness meant the world to me. Across the highway stood a chapel, white paint chipped with age. Its bell rang through the sunrise like turning another page. I walked inside in silence, no choir, no stained glass glow, just wooden pews and whispered prayers only heaven seemed to know. Not every miracle comes with thunder. Some arrive with coffee and kindness. There was a light in room 6 that never hurt my eyes. There was a light in room 6, it helped my spirit rise. Every lonely highway, every sleepless mile led me to a place where I could finally smile. There was a light in room 6, and I found myself. Daddy always told me, girl, when life gets heavy, don't ask why me, ask what can this teach me. Every road has a reason. So I folded yesterday into a prayer and stepped into tomorrow. There was a light in room 6, now it's burning in me. Now it's burning in me. Now it's burning in me. It finally set me free. Every tear became a river I could cross. Every broken chapter found a greater cause. There was a light in room 6, not because the room was special, but because grace met me there. I leave the key on the front desk. I leave the key. The woman smiles. I leave the key and says, "Safe travel." sun warm in my face and whisper, sometimes the place you never planned to stop becomes the place where your heart finally finds the road home. There was a light in room 6. There was a light in room 6. Grandma said, when you can't see the road, open your heart before you open your eyes. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill, still catching morning light. It's leather worn from faithful hands that prayed me through the night. Her reading glasses rest beside it, like she'll be back by noon. The kitchen smells of cornbread and an old familiar tune. Outside the fields are golden, cotton dancing in the breeze. Every fence post knows my story, every oak still knows my knees. I left this little hometown thinking dreams were somewhere far, never knowing heaven was waiting where we are. Some prayers take a lifetime, some answers arrive like dawn. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill still opens up my soul. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill still makes the broken whole. Every page reminds me mercy never ends. Sometimes God's greatest miracle is helping hearts mend. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill still speaks to me. The old cafe on Walnut still pours coffee black. The waitress says, we've missed you, like I never left the track. A rusty pickup passes with hay piled to the sky. The church bell rings at sunset as swallows learn to fly. Down by Cedar River, the willow bends in prayer. The water keeps on moving like forgiveness in the air. Every dusty back road carries yesterday, but every sunrise whispers, child, it's okay. The road gets lonely, the night gets long, but hope always finds a song. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill held me through the storm. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill kept my spirit warm. Every tear I cried fell into his hands. Love was always stronger than I could understand. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill still calls me home. keeps living on. Every road I travel, every tear I knew led me back to mercy, waiting here for you. Grandma's Bible on the windowsill, the pages never changed, they only help change me. I close the cover, kiss the weathered leather, place it back on the windowsill. The morning sun falls across the pages. I smile, look toward heaven and whisper, Grandma, I finally understand. You weren't teaching me how to read the Bible, you were teaching me how to live it. Grandma's Bible, Grandma's Bible. Funny thing about old radios, they always know which song hurts most. The dashboard lights were fading on Highway 82. Rain danced across the windshield like memories of you. A truck stop coffee cooled beside me, midnight hanging low. The tires hummed a lonely hymn only lost hearts know. Then that old radio started playing the song we used to sing. Suddenly every mile felt like yesterday again. Your laughter filled the speakers, your shadow filled the seat. Some ghosts don't need a body to walk beside the weak. Certain melodies never really end. They just wait for lonely nights to rise again. The radio played our goodbye somewhere past State Line 3. The radio played our goodbye like it remembered me. Every word cut softly like rain against the glass. Some songs were built to help the broken last. The radio played our goodbye while heaven held the wheel. Miss Carter at the filling station said, honey, storms move on. Then handed me a gospel tape, one thing from being strong. The neon diner down the road still smell like pie and smoke, where tired waitresses and dreamers pretend their hearts ain't broke. The river near Montgomery rolled black beneath the moon, teaching every weary traveler to tell me, girl, don't fear the songs that make you cry. Those are usually the ones trying to heal you. Pain ain't always punishment. Sometimes it's direction. So I stopped changing the station and listen all the way through. The radio played our goodbye. Now it sounds like grace. The radio played our goodbye. Then led me to this place. Every storm behind me, every tear I knew was carrying me closer to something true. The radio played our goodbye, but love wasn't gone. It just changed its name. The clouds begin breaking, golden light spills across the road. I turn the radio down. Smile softly, keep driving west and whisper, maybe that song wasn't there to remind me what I lost. Maybe it was there to remind me I survived it. Mama never locked the hope out. She only left the window open. White curtains caught the summer wind, dancing soft and slow. Sunlight painted wooden floors with a warm, familiar glow. A mason jar of wildflowers sat beside the sink. She always said, take your time before you speak or think. Her apron hung behind the door. Her rocking chair still swayed like every prayer she'd ever whispered never truly went away. Outside the gravel driveway, curved beyond the hill, some people leave this old world, but their love stays living still. The wind still knows her favorite hymn, and every sunrise sings it back again. She kept the window open for every wandering soul. She kept the window open so broken hearts could heal. If the night became too heavy, if the road became too long, you could always find forgiveness where her old house stood strong. She kept the window open every hidden hurt. She baking extra pie for someone having hard times. Leave it on the front porch without a single line. The little church on Maple still rings every Sunday morn. It's where the white bell tower has watched generations born. The river bends behind it, slow and deep and wide, teaching every weary heart there's peace beyond the tide. Kindness leaves footprints no rain can erase. Love becomes a hometown no distance can replace. She kept the window open, those seasons came and went. She kept the window open like heaven's covenant. Every lonely traveler needed just one light to believe tomorrow could still make things right. She kept the window open for us all. Always whispered, baby, don't close your heart just because someone else closed theirs. Leave one window open. How to find it? So I stopped building walls and started building welcome signs. She kept the window open. Now I understand. She kept the window open. Love needs open hands. Every storm behind me, every storm behind, every tear I've known was leading me back to the place called home. She kept the window open. The light is still inside, and now I'll leave mine open too. I'll raise the old window. Morning air fills the room. The curtains dance just like they used to. I smile, look toward heaven, and whisper, love isn't measured by how tightly you hold on. It's measured by how gently you leave the door open. The bartender is stacking chairs. The band has packed away, but my heart still has one more song. The clock says almost morning, but the night won't let me go. The jukebox quit an hour ago, still my memories won't slow. There's There's lipstick on the microphone, a half-filled glass of wine, an old man sweeping sawdust, whistling softly out of time. The waitress folds the tablecloths, she smiles and says goodnight, but she knows some hearts don't sleep when they lose the fight. Outside the rain is ended, the streets begin to dry, the stars are slowly disappearing from the southern sky. Every empty room still keeps a sound. Love never really leaves. It just settles down. Oh, one more song before the sun comes up. One more prayer to sing. One more song before the sun comes up. Before tomorrow begins. If my voice can find one stranger who needs hope tonight, then every tear I've ever cried was worth the fight. One more song before the sun comes up, then I'll go home. The cook turns off the kitchen lights, the smell of coffee stays, like every cup that's ever poured still remembers yesterday. A lonely truck rolls down Main Street, its headlights cutting through. Somebody else is searching for the peace I finally knew. The choir from First Revival practiced earlier today. Their voices still seem floating in the cool night air. The old bridge by the river reflects the morning star. Sometimes the longest journey is only to your heart. Every road gets quieter just before the dawn. Maybe that's the moment hope quietly comes along. One more song before the sun comes up. That's all I need to give. One more song before the sun comes up. One more reason to live. Every broken chorus, every trembling line helped another wounded soul believe they'll be alright. One more song before the sun comes up. I'm still singing. Daddy always told me, girl, the greatest songs aren't the ones people remember. They're the ones that help somebody keep living one more day. So tonight I won't sing for applause, I'll sing for the lonely driving home with tears they hope nobody sees. One more song before the sun comes. Now the sky turns gold. One more song before the sun comes up. My story has been told. Every lonely highway, every rainy night led me to this morning, led me to this light. One more song before the sun comes up. If this is all I need, let it remind the broken They are stronger than they believe. I unplug my guitar, turn off the stage lights, open the front door. The morning breeze touches my face. I smile, look toward heaven and whisper, if one heart walks away believing tomorrow is worth seeing, then this song was enough. Forgot what his hands sounded like until I picked up that old guitar. The dust on Daddy's guitar caught the morning sun like tiny stars still waiting for another song to come. He leaned beside the fireplace, exactly where he'd leave it, as if he'd walked outside and planned to be right back. His old felt hat still hung on the nail beside the door, and every floorboard whispered the footsteps from before. I wrapped my hands around the neck, the wood felt warm somehow, like every note he'd ever played was living in it now. Some people leave this world but never leave the music. Some voices fade but never leave the silence. The dust on Daddy's guitar couldn't hide his song. The dust on Daddy's guitar, his love was still strong. Everyone outstream remembered who he'd been, and every chord reminded me love never really ends. The dust on Daddy's guitar still sings tonight. I carried it down to Miller's Creek as evening settled low. The willow trees kept swaying to a rhythm they all knew. Oh, Miss Ruby heard me playing from a weathered front porch swing. She smiled through silver hair and said, "That's your daddy's heartbeat, child. Just let it ring." The river caught each melody and carried it downstream, like all the songs we'd ever loved were floating through my dreams. The best inheritance was never money, it was the courage to keep singing. The dust on Daddy's guitar turned into Amazing Grace. The dust on Daddy's guitar he never got to finish. The dust on Daddy's guitar blew away with time. The dust on Daddy's guitar left a love divine. Every road behind me, every tear I've cried led me to the melody he left inside. The dust on Daddy's guitar was never just dust. It was the beginning of my own song. I placed the guitar back beside the fireplace, not because the music is over, but because tomorrow I'll play it again. For him, for me, for everyone still searching for home. Some mornings taste like coffee. Some mornings taste like goodbye. The waitress knows my order before I say a word. She pours the coffee slowly, like she's handling something hurt. Steam climbs toward the ceiling, just like an old prayer. The silence at the counter feels heavier than the air. There's a lipstick on the coffee cup, your shadow on the chair. Funny how an empty seat can still make someone stare. The jukebox hasn't spoken since you walked away. Even old familiar songs don't know what to say. The rain keeps washing windows, but memories never fade. Some storms happen outside, some never leave. Ashes in the coffee cup, floating like yesterday. Ashes in the coffee cup, drifting far away. Every sip grows colder, every hour grows light. Some hearts keep breaking till they learn to fight. Ashes in the coffee cup, I'm still here. The cook flips bacon quietly, morning fills the room. Truckers trade old stories beneath the smell of perfume. A preacher takes the corner booth, his Bible worn and thin. He catches my eyes and softly says, mercy always lets you in. Outside an old blue pickup rolls through the falling rain, heading toward another town, leaving behind the pain. The river past the cotton fields used to tell me, girl, coffee grows cold, people leave, seasons change, but character is what stays when everything else walks away. So I lifted that old cup, looked out at the rain, and smiled for the first time in months. Ashes in the coffee cup, now I drift with the wind. Ashes in the coffee cup, don't own me again. Every road behind me, every tear I've cried, built the woman standing on the other side. Ashes in the coffee cup, the morning finally came, and hope poured another cup for me. I leave a tip for my napkin, push the chair back, walk through the diner door. The rain has stopped, the sky is blue. I take one deep breath and whisper, yesterday left its ashes, but today still smells like fresh coffee. In our town, love wasn't loud. Sometimes it looked like a pie left on a windowsill. Every Friday before sunset, she'd roll the dough by hand, flour on a faded apron, radio playing an old soul band. She never asked for headlines, never needed praise. She measured life in kindness, one quiet act each day. If somebody lost a husband or a crop to summer rain, she'd leave a warm pie at their door without signing her name. The whole town knew the secret, though nobody spoke it loud. Some angels wear work boots and disappear into the crowd. The sweetest love needs no applause. It simply shows up when somebody falls. She left the pie on the windowsill before the morning came. She left the pie on the windowsill without asking for a name. A little warmth, a little grace can change a weary heart, one small taste at a time. She left the pie on the windowsill, and hope rose with the steam. The church bell echoed softly across the cotton fields. Children laughed on bicycles, life slowly learned to heal. Mr. Carter fixed old fences for folks who couldn't pay. Miss Evelyn brought blankets when winter found its way. Down by the muddy river, for me. One kitchen, one front porch, one kind heart at a time. Don't wait to be important, just be faithful. So I learned that love doesn't always arrive in words. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in a warm towel on a wooden windowsill. She left the pie on the windowsill. Now for a sign. I pull another pie from the old oven, wrap it carefully, walk across the gravel road, place it on a lonely neighbor's windowsill. Knock once, then quietly leave, smiling, because some miracles never need a name. A name. Some places never forget who you are, even after you forget. Yourself. The porch swing knows my name. It creaks just like before, waiting through the seasons outside that weathered door. Paint is peeling from the railing, the roses climb the fence. Time has taken many things, but not what this place meant. Mama's quilt is folded on the arm beside the chair. I swear I still can smell her lavender in the air. A mockingbird is singing from the old pecan tree, like this little patch of earth still remembers me. Some homes are built with lumber, the best ones are built with love. The porch swing knows my name, even after all these years. The porch swing knows my name, it rocked away my fears. Every quiet evening, every summer sky taught a restless heart how to stop asking why. The porch swing knows my name and calls me home. Across the road, Miss Eleanor still hangs clothes on the behaves the same old way, like she never noticed time. The barber down on Main Street still closes up at 5. The bell above the doorway keeps old stories alive. A freight train crosses slowly beyond the cotton rows. Its lonely whistle carries where every dreamer goes. The little white church steeple still catches morning light, standing like a promise after every darkest night. The road may change, the miles grow long, but grace remembers where you belong. The porch swing knows my name, it never asked me why. The porch swing knows my name, it simply let me cry. Every gentle breeze, every evening prayer, wrapped around my shoulders like somebody still cared. The porch swing knows my name, I'm finally home. Daddy used to say, if life ever breaks you, come sit a while. The porch won't fix everything, but it'll remind you you don't have to carry everything alone. So I sat until sunset turned into stars, and the silence began to heal me. Porch swing knows my name, now my heart knows peace. The porch swing knows my name, love never really leaves. Every winding highway, every storm I've known, only make me treasure the place I call home. The porch swing knows my name, and if I ever wonder, I know exactly where the light will still be waiting. The swing slows down, the stars come out, the porch light glows across the yard. I close my eyes, smile toward heaven, and whisper, home isn't where life stayed the same. It's where love stayed long enough to welcome me back. Grandpa always said, no winter has ever stopped spring. The fields look tired in December, nothing left but empty roads. The wind carried old promises only heaven seemed to know. My work boots gathered red clay, my hands were rough with time. Every sunrise felt like borrowing one more reason to try. The fence leaned toward the highway, the old barn wore its preparing for another beautiful beginning. When the cotton bloomed again, I believed again. The church choir filled the valley with an old familiar hymn. Children laughed beside the river. Life was growing once again. Mr. Carter fixed the tractor. Miss Ruth baked fresh bread. Neighbors gathered on front porches, sharing stories instead. The train rolled through its sunset, its whistle warm and low, sounding like tomorrow, calling me to hold. The first white cotton blossoms danced beneath the breeze, looking like tiny prayers scattered through the trees. Faith grows quietly, like fields after rain. You hardly notice until everything turns green again. When the cotton bloomed again, the hurt began to fade. When the cotton bloomed again, mercy found its way. Every lonely season taught my heart to see, even broken ground can grow beautifully. When the cotton bloomed again, so did I. Grandma smiled and told me, baby, God never rushes the harvest. He simply asks that you keep planting, even when you don't yet see the flowers. So I planted another dream with tired hands and faithful hope. Oh, when the cotton bloomed again, the whole town sang. When the cotton bloomed again, amazing grace rang. Every tear I buried watered something new. The fields weren't the only thing that finally grew. When the cotton bloomed again, I finally understood. The miracle was never the harvest, it was the heart that never stopped believing. I stand in the middle of the white cotton fields, morning light stretching forever. I breathe the southern air, smile toward heaven, and whisper, the fields didn't bloom because the storm never came. They bloomed because they survived it. The town was sleeping, but that old church bell still believed morning was coming. the silence like an old Sunday coat. Only one cafe was open, serving hope with every pour. The courthouse clock stood watching another restless soul, while the wind through dying maples played a song nobody wrote. The gas station neon flickered, painting colors on the rain. Every puddle held reflections of everything that changed. I parked beside the chapel where Mama used to pray, wondering if forgiveness still remembered my name. Every crack-stained glass window still lets the light come through. Maybe broken things can still be beautiful too. The church bell after midnight still called my name. The church bell after midnight, nothing stayed the same. Every lonely echo rolled across the hills. Grace found me quietly when the whole world stood still. The church bell after midnight brought me home. Old Mr. Jackson swept the porch outside the general store. He tipped his hat and smiled like we'd never heard before. The waitress at Louise's poured coffee black and strong, said sometimes broken hearts become the strongest songs. A freight train crossed the valley, its whistle soft and low, like heaven telling strangers there's still somewhere to go. The river carried moonlight past weathered cypress trees, teaching every weary soul how to find some peace. The road gets long, the night gets cold, but mercy never left. The church bell after midnight kept ringing through the rain. The church bell after midnight healed what love couldn't change. Every mile I traveled only made it clear. Sometimes God feels closest when nobody's near. The church bell after midnight still ringing. Grandma always whispered, child, the church isn't only, it's every heart that chooses love. When bitterness feels easier, so I knelt, not because I was perfect, but because I was tired of carrying yesterday. The church bell after midnight now sounds like Amazing Grace. The church bell after midnight led me to this place. Every tear became a river running free. Every broken road was writing my story. Church bell after midnight still calls my heart, and I'll answer every time. Come on home. First sunlight touches the white church steps. I open the old wooden door, take one deep breath, smile toward heaven, and whisper, I thought I came here looking for forgiveness, but maybe forgiveness was waiting here looking for me. Room number 7, one old suitcase, one broken heart, one more night before I find myself. There's a faded neon sign on Highway 61, buzzing like an old confession long after daylight's gone. The lady at the front desk knows my face too well. She says you always leave here looking stronger than you felt. Coffee stains on postcards, a Bible by the bed. The wallpaper remembers every lonely word I said. Outside an 18-wheeler rolls into the rain, while windshield wipers keep perfect time with pain. Every motel window frames another sky. Sometimes healing checks in before goodbye. The last motel on Highway 61 was never meant to last. The last motel on Highway 61 help me leave the past. Every lonely mile led me to this room where hope quietly bloomed inside the gloom. The last motel on Highway 61, I'm checking out brand new. Across the parking lot, an old man tunes guitar, playing songs about forgiveness under fading stars. The waitress at the diner pours another cup, says, honey, broken people still know how to love. A freight train crosses slowly, its whistle soft and low, like heaven telling strangers there's some I'm finally free. Place with your destination. God sometime parks you before he leads you home. Tonight I understand exactly what she meant. The last motel on Highway 61 now fades behind. The last motel left peace in my mind. Sleepless night, every lonely highway was carrying me toward the light. The last motel on Highway 61. Home was never a place, it was the woman I became. I need the room key. Step into the cool morning air, start my old Chevrolet, drive toward the sunrise and whisper. Sometimes the loneliest room becomes a place where God quietly builds your next beginning. There's an old gas station out on Route 16. Two rustic pumps, a Coca-Cola sign, faded by 50 summers, and a porch that leans a little to the west. Stopped there with $20, a tired heart, and nowhere I had to be. The old man behind the counter filled my tank, wiped the windshield, looked at me through weathered eyes. He said, "You can't see tomorrow looking through yesterday's glass." Then he smiled like he'd said those words 1,000 times to people just like me. Funny, sometimes the greatest sermons aren't preached inside churches. They're spoken beside old gas pumps by strangers who never learned your name. At the old gas station on Route 16, I feel more than my tank. I feel the empty places I had carried for far too long. Hope costs less than regret. Faith travels farther than fear, and love holding her daddy's hand. She looked up at the morning sky like she'd never seen blue before. I watched them drive away, laughing with the windows down. For a moment I remembered the sound of believing life could still surprise you. So I smiled at a future I hadn't met yet. Keep my heart like this old highway, open, steady, patient, and always ready to carry me toward the people who know how to stay. That old gas station still stands on Route 16. Maybe someday another broken soul will stop there, running on fumes. I hope they meet the same old man here, the same old wisdom, leave with a full tank, a lighter heart, and enough courage to believe. The road ahead is kinder than the one behind them. The receipt flutters across the dashboard. The engine comes alive, the guitar sings one last blue melody. The Hammond fades like a Sunday prayer. The morning sun warms the windshield. The road stretches beyond the hills, and somewhere past the next bend, grace is waiting at another stop.